Hi everyone, welcome to episode 42 of Pantry to Plate. I am Kristen, the food bank dietitian, and we're coming to you from the Kaiser Permanente Learning Kitchen. Today we are talking all about almonds. We just got a fresh delivery to the warehouse, so I want to share a few ways that you can use these raw almonds to make some really hearty, delicious snacks, and also almond milk. So Joy's gonna pop in a little bit later to show you how to make almond milk. But first, I want to share with you that almonds are a powerhouse of nutrition, and the serving size is a little bit smaller than you might expect. So I want to quickly just show you what that looks like. It can be really easy to eat a little too much, and by little too much, you'll just get a little too much fat for a portion at one sitting. So almonds are a fantastic source of your heart-healthy fats. So the majority of the fat in the almonds are those monounsaturated that really support your heart health. And a serving size is about 1/4 cup. So just a little bit less than 1/4 cup. And if you want to count them, it's going to be between 25 and 30 almonds because there are different varieties and they could be a little bit heavier or a little bit larger. So we're looking at 1/4 cup. You can also think about how many almonds will fit on a sticky note. So this is a great just like visual example to keep in mind. I would say to use your palm, but we all have different size hands, so that doesn't really work universally. So we're looking at about 1/4 cup of almonds, and that is a portion size. So if you don't feel like this will like fill you up when you're having a snack, you can eat some other things with it, like some vegetables, like some carrots and stuff like that. Or maybe like a little something sweet to balance it out, a little piece of dark chocolate. So that is your portion size for almonds. So when we are using our raw almonds, you have the option to roast them or you can keep them raw. This pan here, I have already roasted them and the process is super easy. No measurements required, and your ingredients are almonds and oven. So the oven is heated at 350 degrees. Your almonds are totally fine to sort of overlap each other a little bit, which is different from other baking recipes where you often want a little bit of space. So fill up your pan with your almonds, and you're going to roast them at 350 degrees for upwards to 20 minutes. And that's going to depend on like how strong your oven temperature is, because that can be different across the board. In my oven, I did them for about 15 minutes, and you want to stir them halfway through to make sure only the top layer is not getting all the color. You're going to start to smell them as they're roasting, and I'm not going to lie, I have eaten 3 or 5 here while we were getting ready to start the episode. So it really brings out the nutty flavor and like a little bit of the sweetness, a little bit more that the almonds naturally have. So keep them like this and eat them as a snack, or you can use them in some other recipes, which is what I'm going to show you next. So the first thing I'm going to show you is a sweet version of a mix of almonds and flavors. So first, we're going to do a honey sesame almond. So you may have seen this in the cashew variety at grocery stores. Today we're going to do it with almonds. And we're going to start with 2 tablespoons of honey. So I wanted to show you this quick little trick to keep your honey from sticking to your measuring spoon, because that's the worst. It's really annoying and you feel like you can never get it out all from your spoon. So you can use some cooking spray in your spoon, and that's going to help it just slide right out into your bowl. You can also spray a little bit in your bowl so it doesn't stick in there. So you're not losing any of the honey in that process. So we're looking at 2 tablespoons of honey, And that's going to be for 2 cups of almonds. Let's see, slid right out perfectly. It's like magic. And then 2. We're going to take this honey and pop it in the microwave for like 10 seconds. And that's going to make sure it's really nice and loose enough so your sesame seeds don't clump up in one spot, and it makes it really simple for you to mix it all up. So 10 seconds in the microwave. I would have done this earlier, but it would have gotten cold by the time I started talking to you. All right, here we are, 10 seconds. You know, honey doesn't move very quickly, so it is really moving around this bowl great. Also because we sprayed it with the cooking spray a little bit, so that was helpful. I'm going to take 2 cups of the almonds that I roasted already and add it to my honey. Here's 1. And 2 cups of almonds. And then we're going to take about 1/4 cup of sesame seeds and mix that in as well. A little pinch of salt is going to help balance out the flavor of the sweet. Just a little bit, not too much. And then we're going to mix it all up. So we want to make sure everything gets nice and coated with the honey. Oh my gosh, it already smells exactly what I remember it smelling like from store-bought. Yum, yum, yum. Okay. This is what it looks like before it goes in the oven. I am using a parchment paper covered pan because easy cleanup. If you don't have that, no worries. Foil also works. So we're gonna put this on here. And it's okay if these are gonna like clump up and stick together, because while you bake it, the honey is going to harden into this awesome glaze, and you're gonna let it cool completely, and then you will break it up just like you would like other types of bark. So there we go. It's gonna be nice and spread out like this. So 350-degree oven, and you're gonna bake it for 10 minutes, and you're gonna leave it 10 minutes, and it's done. Okay, next one, we're going to do a savory roasted almond. And I'm really excited about this one. So here, we're actually starting with raw almonds. And these almonds are going to get a little bit of olive oil on them. That's going to help the seasoning stick to the almonds. So we're using some olive oil here. And we're going to do smoked paprika, garlic powder, a little bit of salt. Whoop. There. If you're new here, you know that we love smoked paprika. So we're just gonna give it a mix and make sure all the almonds are really nice and coated. Oh, I can't wait to smell this coming from the oven as we continue the episode. There we go. Good coating of all the seasonings on the almonds. And then same temperature, same amount of time as your honey sesame almonds. Using a parchment coated pan, so we do not have lots of cleanup. There we go. We're gonna spread those out. So you're gonna treat these like you do with the roasting of the almonds. You're gonna stir it in the middle. So we're gonna do 5 minutes, and we're gonna stir it, and then we're gonna let it go the rest of the way. These are smoky and delicious. Okay, well that went very quickly, as expected. I'm going to pass it over to Joy to show you how to make almond milk. This isn't her regular routine, so she's an expert.
Thank you, Kristen. I love making almond milk just because it's kind of fun. It always feels like a little bit of like magic alchemy kind of a thing. To be honest, I don't do it all that often, more so like when I'm in a pinch, but it's really, really nice because I do tend to keep almonds on hand, and it's so easy to do. So in general, the basic ratio is 1 cup of almonds and 5 cups of water. Ideally, we would have soaked these overnight in cold water or a couple of hours in hot water. I'm not going to do that today because I've got a really strong blender. But if you don't have a really strong blender, that's okay. Soaking can help to kind of soften those almonds up a little bit and make them easier to blend up. So I've got my blender here. I'm going to add my almonds and my 5 cups of water. There we go. All right. And so now we have the option to add some flavorings, right? So I'm just going to add a pinch of salt and a little bit of sweetener. So we do have some dates in inventory. Normally I wouldn't recommend like going out and buying dates, but since we have them, it's super convenient to add them as a sweetener to this recipe. So I'm putting 2 dates in there. There are no pits in those dates. Obviously, we had to take those out first. If you don't have dates, you could do a couple of teaspoons of honey, maple syrup, or sugar. That's perfectly fine. Or sugar substitute of your choice. A little bit of vanilla extract is always nice. You can even put cocoa powder or some berries if you wanted to make flavored milk. I remember that being a really big part of my childhood. But we're just going to keep it simple today. And here we go. So this is very full, so I need to make sure that my lid is on really tight because we don't need water flying everywhere. And I'm going to put it on high for about a minute. Pretty good to me. Ooh, lots of foam in there. This is also one of the ways that I like to do hot chocolate because you can just keep blending it up until it gets really warm. So sometimes if I don't have milk and I don't want to get a pan dirty, I just do this. Also, if I'm going to be making a smoothie and I'm out of milk, this is a really kind of like one blender, one pot recipe. You can just make 1 cup or 2 cups of almond milk, keep everything in the blender, and then just add your frozen fruit, and you've only made 1 dish dirty to clean up. So that's another one of my fun little tricks. Okay, so we've got all this pulp down here. You can maybe kind of see. So we've got to strain that out. So what I have here is just a glass bowl and just a plain white kitchen towel. It's on the thinner side. They also make special bags that you can get especially for this, but you don't need it. You can just use a little bowl. And I'm just going to pour it in. Okay. And let it strain out. You can see it coming right out there. And to help it go a little bit faster, we can squeeze it. So this recipe calls for 1 cup of almonds, and you can see the yield is 5 cups of almond milk. So after, making this a couple times, you kind of see why almond milk is a little bit pricey at the grocery store. It kind of makes sense because almonds tend to be a little bit pricey. But if you have somebody in your life who's dairy-free, or you just really like almond milk, or you're in a pinch, this can be a really good solution for you. I've done this one time where I unexpectedly had a friend come over who was dairy-free, and I didn't have any coffee cream for her, so I just whipped up a little bit of this and took a couple of minutes, and she really appreciated it. And it was really special and fun for everybody to get to watch too. All right. So there we have that. Put that to the side. There are lots of recipes also online to be able to utilize that almond pulp. You can dehydrate it in a really low temperature oven, turn it into almond flour, and bake with it. Lots of things to do with that, so you don't have to throw it away. I'm just gonna put it in this jar here. There we go. So these are beautiful almond milk. I would probably store it in a glass mason jar, just like this. It'll keep in the refrigerator for about 5 days. So that's why I definitely recommend making small portions if you're going to do this, because you want to make sure you can drink it all before it goes. All right, Kristen, it's smelling really good. Are we ready?
Yeah.
Ooh, I'm so excited. Well, I'm going to take this stuff out of the way and let Kristen show you her final product.
Hi, I'm back. So I did a little quick stir while Joy was showing you how to make almond milk, and the whole kitchen started smelling like smoked paprika. So it was a very good experience while waiting. Did y'all like that twisting motion that Joy was doing with the rag? I thought that was really neat to get it all pushed down to the bottom. I thought that was cool. So I'm gonna pull out these almonds and see how it's going. All right, here are our smoky and garlicky roasted savory almonds. It smells amazing in this kitchen. And then our other one, our honey sesame almonds. We've got some like toasty edges, and that's gonna tell you that it is done. And it smells so good. So for the honey sesame, we want to make sure that it cools down all the way. So any honey that sticks to the bottom of your parchment is going to come off really easy, and you're not going to lose any of those sesame seeds. Once they cool down, that's when you will have like a solid piece of almonds and sesame, and you'll just break it up into pieces from there. So it's going to take a few minutes for that to cool down. And then you can go ahead and start eating your smoky, garlicky almonds if you want to, fresh out of the oven. When they're warm, they taste really good too, but maybe give it a couple minutes. So I wanted to let you know that we have almonds on eHarvest. So partners, if you're watching, the item number is SK0394. They are in the TEFAP program. So if you're not participating in the TEFAP program, you can reach out to your county relationship manager and get some info on how you could participate there. Otherwise, if you are not in that program, you won't see these on eHarvest. They are coming in a box a case of 12 bags, and each bag is 2 pounds, and you have a 6-case minimum. So if you did like 6 times 12, that's how many households you could serve with the 1 order of almonds. And with that 2-pound individual pack of almonds, you could make, what did we say, a half a gallon of almond milk with that. So that would save you an entire purchase at the grocery store if almond milk is your choice. So I hope you will consider making some savory or sweet roasted almonds if you see them at the store or if you see them in your local food pantry coming up soon. Well, they're on e-harvest now. You can find the recipes and a ton of other nutrition and cooking resources from me and Joy, the nutrition and wellness team, at the bit.ly link on the bottom of the screen. I'm also going to drop that in the chat box for you to easily click. And then we ask for you to please leave us a review so we know that you are being served in the best way possible. So if there's something that you want us to highlight in an episode, or you want to hear more cooking, like, you just let us know. I will also drop that form, the link, in the chat box as well. So, yeah.
Just wanted to come here and say goodbye. It's been such a pleasure to do this with you today and to get to make almond milk for you all.
Absolutely. So we'll see you in 2 weeks for the next episode of Pantry to Plate. It's going to be all about food safety with our resident food safety manager, Juan. If you know Juan, you love Juan. So I'm excited to have him on to answer some of your dire food safety questions, whether that's home or and maybe in the food pantry setting.
So how are we going to know? Are people going to send those in? What's the plan?
Yeah, so we have shared a form with our partner network. So we want to get some of those questions from the folks we're serving like directly.
Yeah.
So you're going to see that in the partner newsletter that's going to go out today. It'll come from John West. And then you've got a couple of weeks to submit those questions so we can answer them live in the video.
Cool. Can't wait to hear from you. Please do respond and let us know what your food safety questions and concerns are. And until next time.
Yeah. See ya. I'm just going to get this one.